And we'd like to say good morning to each and everybody. Appreciate you coming out here today. The candidates speaking here at the HOLT'S SPUR Volunteer Fire Department. We do appreciate you coming out and listen to the candidates, and we appreciate all the candidates coming out too. So first off, we're going to start out. Candidates, we want you to give a round of applause for all those who came out to hear what your speech is here today. So give it up for the listeners here today, okay? All right, next up, we want the listeners to give the candidates a round of applause, okay? All right, before we get started. And we'd like for everyone to give a round of applause for the HOLT'S SPUR Volunteer Fire Department for putting this event on here today. So give it up to those guys. And again, we wanted to welcome everybody. We did say good morning. And thank everybody for their attendance here today, because it's very important, because voting has been a part of American culture for many years. And it even goes back to the time, ancient times, as they call it, but it's not so ancient. In times of the Bible, it even talks about voting during that time. And of course, there's several examples you could look at if you read the Bible that where they did vote. They cast lots and they cast their ballots. And again, it's been part of American history, and at one time, there's a lot of people that didn't have the privilege of voting. But everybody does now above the age of 18. So again, that's a privilege that we should never take for granted. And again, as I said, back in time, at one time it wasn't a privilege for everyone. Everyone is blessed with that. And there's an old cliche that we've heard over the years about, did you vote right? Thank you for coming out here today. We appreciate you taking part in today's political speaking here at the HOLT'S SPUR Volunteer Fire Department. And before we get started any further, we want to tell you that the facilities are here, that if you need those, and also they got drinks, and they got hamburgers and hot dogs on a donation basis. So I appreciate that. And again, the donations is for the firemen's boots here. So, all right, we're going to get started now. We're going to start out with our district attorney. We're going to have our first speaker up here today. And our first speaker for district attorney is Paul Galt. And he has some representatives here that they're going to be speaking for him. So give it up for our candidate for district attorney, Paul Galt.
Good morning. Actually, I'm not Paul Galt. I'm his father, Rick. And I just want to establish up front that Paul did not put you at the bottom of the list. I put you at the top. If I have to go somewhere and speak, I love this part of the country, and I didn't want to miss an opportunity to come up here. Tishomingo County is one of the most beautiful places on earth, and it's filled with wonderful people. And thank you for allowing me this opportunity to speak on behalf of my son. To tell you where Paul is, I guess I need to tell you where he came from. I work at the hospital in Amory. I have worked at the medical center, so if you've had surgery, I've probably seen some of you. I probably put you to sleep. And a lot of your kids do go to ICC. My wife probably had them in English class. So when we got married, we were on a pretty stringent budget. And my wife taught day school, night school, summer school, and I worked nights, weekends, holidays. My son knows that you have to get up and go to work every morning. And he knows that you have to do a good job. He has been raised with a good work ethic, and we have kept him in church, and I'm very, very proud of him. I know I'm not objective about this, but you know, when I thought I have to make a speech today, you can obviously tell I don't do this every day, and I'm not real comfortable with it, but I thought, well, you know, I could be paying bail. I will go and I will do it. You do whatever you can to help your kids. My son's only job since he's graduated from law school has been an ADA, and he has prosecuted some terrible, terrible cases, you know. And we don't hear so many. I know that you have those cases here in Tishomingo County too, but his platform is families first, and he emphasizes that because the members of your family cover every generation and every citizen. Children need to be protected in their schools. They need to be protected from internet predators, and God help us, those people who abuse children need to be prosecuted with diligence. Elders, if you read in the paper last week, people in Tupelo are being called, and people in Amory are being called and told that their their electric bill is out of order. Now, I come from the generation that, you know, I don't trust anybody over the phone, but my mother, if she thought there was something wrong with her electric bill, she would be scraping up some money to do it. And people are preying on elderly and innocent people. So your district attorney needs to be diligent in prosecuting that. That's about all I can say about Paul. You know, I think he's a good kid. I did my best with him, and I hear that he's done a good job. This is going to be a tough race because he has some worthy opponents too. I would appreciate your consideration in choosing my son to serve as your next district attorney. Thank you for allowing me to be here. God bless Tishomingo County, and God bless Mississippi.
Okay, everyone, next that we have for our district attorney candidate is Mr. Arch Bullard.
My name is Arch Bullard. I am a candidate for district attorney. I used to be the assistant district attorney here in Tishomingo County for 15 years. I'm the one that handled all of the felony prosecutions in this area. Also, I predominantly worked over there in Alcorn County and down in Prentice County. Me and Jim Pounds handled all this area for a long time, and it is a pleasure to be back here in HOLT'S SPUR. I want to thank the Volunteer Fire Department for having us here today, being able to put this on. Back in 1944, on this day, the United States military went onto the beaches of Normandy, and they invaded, and it was part of D-Day. And so today's date is particularly powerful for me and all of us who are part of our justice system, and that we get to act out and help keep all of y'all safe on a local level, while those guys all those years ago landed in order to keep the world safe, in order to fight back Hitler and the Nazi Germany. It's an amazing day and a great time to be here to talk with all of you. I think it's very important for all of y'all to understand that law enforcement out here, y'all know this, y'all know these guys, they work very hard for y'all. And they need a lawyer. They need somebody who's going to help them. They need somebody who's going to stand up in front of the juries and talk to the jury about the fact that we're here to keep you safe and to prosecute the criminals and to get them out of our county. Now, there's some folks who need help. Y'all all know them. We all have folks in our families who've had drug problems or have gone astray, done something stupid. And there are programs out there like Jim Pound's Drug Court or probation services that help those people, first-time offenders, who need you to reach out to them, need a little guidance, need a little supervision in order to make sure they do right. But there's some people who aren't going to do right, who've been given chances after chances after chances, and somebody's got to be able to stand up and prosecute those cases and get those individuals out of your community. And that's what I'm particularly good at. My background is my father was an attorney. I was raised at the dining room table to be an attorney. Have always, ever since I was as small as these guys over here, said I wanted to be an attorney. I think it's a great way to reach out and help people. We all have obligations to our community, whether it's being the Sunday school teacher or the baseball coach or the nosy neighbor next door who watches the kids to keep them from doing wrong. We all have an obligation to our community, and we all have to step up and do something at some point. My skill set, my particular abilities is that I can try cases. I can stand up in front of a jury, work with the law enforcement, and back up our victims and put the bad guys away. I'm the one that tried K.D. Sanders. I'm the one that tried Michelle Byram. I'm the one that tried every sex case here in Tishomingo County when I was an assistant DA. I'm the fella that worked with those kids and worked with the law enforcement to make those cases viable and strong enough to be able to get them out of this community. And I want to get back to doing that. I want to help you make this community safe and strong. It's a great place to live. A lot of very good people. Unfortunately, there's some dummies out there that we need to get rid of. And I want to be part of helping law enforcement do that. I've got an opponent who I am meeting on August 4th. I would really appreciate y'all's your help. Vote Arch Bullard for District Attorney. Thank y'all.
Okay, next up we got candidate for state representative, and that's Lisa Wigington.
Good morning. I appreciate the opportunity to speak to you today. I'm not going to be able to stay long. Unfortunately, my husband's grandmother passed away this week, and we have a funeral in a little bit that I need to get back and be with the family. I am Lisa Wigington. Many of you knew my father, Harvey Benderman, who once served in this position. I'm married to Kirk Wigington, and we have 3 children who have blessed us with 3 grandchildren. And as I said, my parents are the late Harvey and Betty Benderman. I want to tell you a few things about myself. I'm a retired administrator and teacher with over 28 years experience. I'm a past member of the Mississippi Association of School Administrators, the Mississippi Association of Federal Program Directors, and the Mississippi Professional Educators. I'm a current member of the NRA. You see, I was raised around guns. My dad taught me at a very young age to shoot, but he also taught me respect for those guns. Several years ago, I attended the firearms class and received my enhanced carry permit. I believe in our Second Amendment right to carry and bear arms. I chose to run for representative for a few simple reasons. Our children and our grandchildren deserve an education that's first class. I am tired of hearing how Mississippi schools ranked 50th in the nation. Quite honestly, I'm fed up with it. As a retired teacher and administrator, I know the struggles that our teachers face each day. I know the long hours they put into preparing lessons. I know how hard it is to teach lessons with little or no resources. Our classrooms are becoming overcrowded, supplies are short, textbooks need updating, and buses need replacing. Many of our buildings need repairs, and all of this takes money. I believe that our public education is at a crisis point. Our public dollars are being funneled into private and charter schools, schools that have no accountability to this state. We spend weeks testing our students, weeks in which we're losing valuable instructional time. My opponent will tell you more money was put in education than ever before. That's true. However, if you take out the money for the teacher pay raise, there is less operating money than even last year. In most districts, this money doesn't even cover the required number of teachers that you have to have. Our current legislature is not giving school districts the money to cover the necessities, and they're having to make up that shortfall with local funds. Those local funds come from you and from me. Now, I'm not saying we need to write a blank check to our school districts, but I am saying we should fund education as the law says it should be, and it should be a priority for us. Another reason I'm running is because of the health care crisis in this state. Our state leadership chose not to accept the affordable health care money. This is federal dollars that you and I paid in, but now, instead of our citizens benefiting from it, it's gone to another state. These are our tax dollars, and we need to bring our money back to our state. This money could have helped working people who are struggling to make ends meet have health care for their families. My opponent will tell you that unemployment is down. Well, it is, but let's talk jobs. In January 2012, there was 1,196,000 people employed in this state. In December 2014, the numbers are now down to 1,155,000. That's a loss of over 40,000 jobs. Then why did they say unemployment numbers are down? Well, that's simple. Those numbers are based on the number of people drawing unemployment benefits. People have just run out of benefits to draw. I am so humbled by the overwhelming support and encouragement I've received since announcing my intentions to seek the office that my dad once held. I'm honored to have the opportunity to follow in his footsteps. As this summer goes on, I'll talk about a lot of things that I want to do if I get elected, but know this, I'll always be available to you. Just a phone call, a text, or an email away. I'll represent the people in this district and what you want to see accomplished in Jackson. If you ever have questions about me, what I stand for, what I stand against, please call me and let's talk. We might not agree on everything, but given the opportunity when I vote in Jackson, it'll be what the people in this community want, not what I want, not what the leadership in Jackson wants, because this is not about me. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm an educator. I am not a politician. I was raised by parents who expect me to do my best, do what's right, and stand behind my word. I promise to do those things for you if you elect me to the Mississippi House of Representatives, District 1. Thank you.
Okay, next up we've got our candidates for the office of sheriff here in Tishomingo County, and our first candidate here today is John Daugherty.
My name is John Dennis Daugherty, and I'm running for sheriff of Tishomingo County. I'm very glad to be here today. I'm not the best public speaker, but that's not the most important trait in a sheriff. Today I'd like to tell you a little bit about myself and why I hope you consider me as your next sheriff. Tishomingo County is my home. 4 generations of Daughertys have lived in Tishomingo County, and I was born and raised in Tishomingo County. I'm married to Tommy Jean Daugherty. We have 2 grown children, Monica and Colton, who is born and raised in Tishomingo County also. I am and always have been an active member of the community. I'm a member of the Iuka United Methodist Church, president of the Harmony New Salem Neighborhood Watch Program, and a part-time police officer for the city of Iuka. In addition to this, I work full-time for the Mississippi Department of Transportation, the Law Enforcement Division, where I'm a portable scale officer and the lead training officer for the state of Mississippi for our agency. I have 23 years of law enforcement experience. I've been in many different roles throughout my career, from training officer to a patrolman to assistant park manager. I've also encountered various situations, from as complex as dealing with natural disasters to as simple as working with local community events. As your next sheriff, I would like to take my experience as a law enforcement officer and my knowledge of community issues to allow your sheriff's department to serve you to the best of its ability. If elected sheriff, I will have the ability, training, and experience to take charge and lead from the first day in office. I have a degree in criminal justice from Northeast, attended the University of Southern Mississippi in criminal justice. In my current position as a training officer, I'm placed in a position of both leadership and responsibility. I train officers in firearms, defensive tactics, state and federal laws. However, these are only part of the skills they gain from this program. In our field training officer program, one of our main goals is to teach officers how to effectively communicate and interact with the public. This is one of the most important components of effective community-oriented policing. We also teach them how to approach situations they routinely encounter on a day-to-day basis with common sense and discretion. As I've said before, I also work part-time with the Iuka Police Department. This gives me insight into the problems generally faced by law enforcement and the citizens of this community. I also have experience dealing with natural disasters and emergency management. I've served 3 weeks on the Mississippi Gulf Coast during and after Hurricane Katrina. I've also served during and after the tornadoes at Smithville and Tupelo, and I worked in Tishomingo County during the ice storm of '94. In addition to being an experienced training officer and patrolman, I also have administrative experience from my position as Assistant Park Manager for the Mississippi Department of Wildlife, Fisheries, and Parks. I will use my training, education, and experience to run your Sheriff's Department in a professional and fair manner. The amount of criminal activity in a community affects everything in that community. It affects whether or not businesses want to build here. It affects whether or not new residents want to move here and whether current residents will stay here. I would like to make Tishomingo County the safest county in the state of Mississippi. I will work to rid our county of drug dealers. I will work with the schools to educate our children about the dangers and the consequences of drug use. As a parent, I'm aware of the problems our youth face, and as a sheriff, I will work with parents, teachers, and community agencies to help the youth avoid bad decisions that could affect the rest of their lives and limit their opportunities for the future. We also have a problem with theft in this county. It's a shame when people leave their homes in the morning and return to find their homes burglarized and their possessions stolen. I intend to put a lot of effort and hard work into stopping as much of this as possible. I will keep people updated about their cases and the status of their cases, our progress in solving them. I will be a sheriff that also serves, and I will be available at all times. I will be visible in the community. I will work with all state, local agencies in helping to solve crimes in our county. I will work with communities to develop programs like the Neighborhood Watch program that gives citizens a direct contact with the officers that work in your area of the county. The deputies will be professional and courteous. They will receive the best training available, and they will be accountable to me at all times. They will abide by the same laws as you do, and they will work for you. I will be a sheriff that serves all of Tishomingo County. If you need your sheriff, I will only be a phone call away. I'm trying to see each and every one of you, but if I miss you, please accept this as my personal plea for your support and vote. Thank you.
Our next candidate for Sheriff of Tishomingo County is Mike Higginbottom.
Y'all may not believe this, but me and him graduated from high school down here together. That's been a few years back. But I am Mike Higginbottom. I'm running for Sheriff of Tishomingo County. And I've been living here just about all my life. I've had to travel away from here a few times to work other jobs because I couldn't find jobs here. But we're here today to seek your support and vote for Sheriff of Tishomingo County. I'm married to Pam Higginbottom. We've been married for 38 years. I have a daughter, Jennifer, who's here today with me. She graduated from school here at Burnsville and Tishomingo County High. And her husband, Justin, is here, and my brother, Greg's here. Got a lot of family, got a lot of friends, and hope to have a lot of friends when this is over with. I've often said we're all seeking a position here. We're putting in applications for this job. I'm not running against these other opponents here, but but I'm running with them to seek this office. You, the citizens of Tishomingo County, will decide who's going to be your sheriff the next 4 years. And so we'll be working for you and working diligently for you. And it'll be up to us to do our job, to see our deputies do their jobs. And I can go along with what Mr. Daugherty said also. I could just say me too on a lot of the things he covered there. But we want to work for a better community here, a better county, so that we can all work together. And without the people's help, the sheriff can't do anything. Without your help and cooperation and your willingness to work with the sheriff's department, you know, it takes the people of the county to work. Y'all are the eyes, y'all are the ears, y'all know what's going on in your community, and someone that you can talk to and trust in to give that information to. So I've worked in law enforcement for approximately 13 years. I've been through the Law Enforcement Training Academy. I was first fire scene investigator in Tishomingo County. Went through that course many years ago, and I've got several other certificates of training, crisis intervention, crime scene investigation. Just a list way too long to mention, but we are qualified for this office, and I'd like to seek your support for this office. And whoever gets this job, whoever wins these elections, again I say, us as a county, us as citizens of Tishomingo, let's work together, get behind them and support them so that we will have the best county, that we will have the best county in this state. So if we all get together and work together, then we can produce a good county and a good place to live. So thank you for your support and your consideration.
Our next candidate for sheriff of Tishomingo County is Ryan Glover.
That'll work. I'm Ryan Glover. I'm not going to stand up here. Y'all all know me, and you know my family. You know where I'm from. You know where I come from. Law enforcement for 11 years. I'm chief of police for the school district. For the last 8 years, I'm working for the school, keeping your kids and your family safe from anything that would try to come and hurt them at the school. I graduated from Northeast Mississippi Law Enforcement Training Academy. I was the best overall in my class. I was a firearms expert in that class. I studied criminal justice at Northeast. Several different training certificates from domestic violence, juvenile law, court procedures and management, interview interrogation. I work with the Adolescent Opportunity Program through Timber Hills. It's a very good program that juveniles get in trouble through the court system. We order them to go to the program. I was an instructor in that program, and we saw a lot of success out of that program. I am certified with Mississippi National Association of Resource Officers. Why I'm running for sheriff is my family, your families, our kids, and I'm the only candidate, I've said before, that can bridge the gap between the younger generation and the older generation. And sometimes there is a gap there that needs to be bridged, and I'm the only one that can do that. I was raised by my dad, my grandfather, good ethics, good work ethic, morals, values. I know what it takes to run the sheriff's department. I know what it takes to run a family, and I do that every day. I'll be a hands-on sheriff. The buck will stop with me. I will be out there in the county patrolling. You'll have officer presence if you elect me. Our deputies will be professional. They will have integrity. And that's something that when you lose that, you lost everything. If you don't have a good name, if you don't have integrity, if you don't have good ethics, you lost everything. My deputies will treat everyone with respect, no matter who you are, where you came from. We will investigate the crimes to the best of our ability, and we will get back with you in a timely manner. Whether or not your case can be solved or whether or not we have any leads, whatever, I promise you we will get back with you. I'll be proactive in the community. We'll set up and implement programs and strengthen programs that are already in place for our youth, for our citizens of Tishomingo County, to inform you about the dangers of drugs, alcohol, violence, and other crimes that come up on a weekly basis. These criminals come up with different ways to invent the wheel, so to speak, in different crimes and drugs. And I promise you we'll be knowledgeable, and we will stay up on all that knowledge and inform you and inform our children and educate you and our children. I have an open door policy. If you need to talk to me, you don't have to worry about it. You'll be able to talk to me. You'll have my phone number. It's on my card. It's on my pamphlets fixing to hand out. It's on my website, gloverforsheriff.com. But you'll be able to talk to me. You'll know who I am. You'll see me around about in this county. I'll be out supervising the patrolling also. And there'll be supervisors on each shift. You'll be able to know what my patrol cars look like. And when you see one driving down the road, you'll say, there goes the sheriff. There goes the sheriff deputy. I will work to rebuild the relationships between law enforcement in this county. We will all communicate. They will know what's going on with the sheriff's department. We'll know what's going on with the police departments. We'll know what's going on in the neighborhood around us in the neighboring states and counties. We will have a good relationship. I have a good relationship with everybody in this county, and we will continue to have a good relationship. Again, I have the ability, the experience, I have the character, the leadership, and the energy. And that's what it's going to take to run this sheriff's department now and on into the future. Like I said, it's ever-changing. Law enforcement is an ever-changing thing, and we got to have the training, and we've got to update our training every day. It's a continuous thing, and we've got to stay on top of it. And if you elect me as your sheriff, we will stay on top of it, and we will make this county a better place for our kids, for us to live. Again, I'm not going to be long-winded here today. I appreciate y'all coming out. I appreciate your support, all those that have went and knocked on your doors, and you told me you're supporting me, and I really do appreciate that. I think this county is ready for a change. I think it is needed to change for the better, not just change, but change for the better. So God bless you. God bless Tishomingo County. Go out August the 4th and vote for Ryan Glover for Sheriff of Tishomingo County. Thank you. God bless.
Our next candidate for the Sheriff of Tishomingo County is Glenn Whitlock.
Good morning, everyone. I'm glad to see y'all come out today. It's been a little bit different today than I've ever seen before. Most y'all have gone to political speakings. Usually if they break down the speaking by offices, usually sheriffs have to go last. We've never been at the top of this list. And I asked about that many years ago when I ran. Why did they put sheriffs last? And they said, well, because that's a race that most people are interested in. And we're afraid if we put them first that everybody leaves. So please, y'all, don't leave after all the sheriffs get through. Because there's a lot of decisions to be made in this county this election year for everyone. There's going to be a lot of new faces because we've got quite a few people who are retiring and going to be gone. So there's going to be some new faces and there's going to be some new ways of doing things. And your vote, ladies and gentlemen, matters. I don't care who you are. I know sometimes, 4 years ago, I had an opponent that went and told some folks that there's no need of you even voting. I've got it. I've got me some millionaires behind me, and I've got me a group, and so there's really no need of you even voting. Now, that infuriated me, folks, because I don't care who you are, unless you have rigged some kind of election, you, the people who go and vote, are the ones who pick the candidates. So if somebody tells you, hey, they got it all wrapped up, or they got it, they're just talking off the top of their head, and they do not know what they mean. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been your sheriff for the last 11.5 years, and I appreciate that. We've worked hard. Yes, we make mistakes, just like all of us make mistakes in life, but we work hard to be the very best that we can be with what we have for you, the people. People say, well, you know, talk about crime and such as that. We work on crime every day. Our people are trained to the fullest extent, whether anybody would tell you that or not, but we don't run and get a certificate and run and throw it on the front page of the newspaper. Our guys go and they get their training that they need to work for Tishomingo County people, and then they come back and go to work and they do their job. Our investigators are certified by the state, and there's nothing more you can do with them, and they continue to get ongoing and training besides that. The people that we have that work for us are all trained in the jobs they do, and I'm proud of every single one of them because they give up a lot of their own time and their home time to be able to work for you, the people. We're going to do that, and we're not out looking for, we don't want awards, we don't want accolades, we don't want anything except your support is all we ask for, and your help is all we ask for. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to continue, as long as I'm here in this office, then we're going to continue to work, and we're not going to work for one group. We're not going to work for one person. We're not going to work for we're going to work for you, the same people who go to work your job every day, go home, go to church on Sunday, and take care of your families. That's what we're about, is trying to help you to continue to be able to do that. And as long as I'm here, that's what we're going to continue to do. Ladies and gentlemen, I ask that on August 4th you go vote for Glenn Whitlock. We have nothing more than just to continue to do our job and help you in every way that we possibly can. Thank you.
And the next candidate for Sheriff of Tishomingo County is Brian Wheeler.
Is that good? But yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Brian Wheeler, and I'm a candidate for the Sheriff of Tishomingo County. I live here along with my wife, Dana, and our daughter, Channing. I moved here in 2002, but in 2007, when Channing was born, started calling this place home. This is where she's going to be raised at. This is where she will grow up. Just like I grew up right across the waterway over there with Sardis and Mount Gilead, Bishop Bottom, and the Walker Switch communities. These communities are a whole lot similar to every other community in the county. They've got good people, good families, and they're good friends. But there's one thing, since I've been knocking on some doors from the north end to the south end, that keeps coming up on a regular basis. When I go up to these houses, I knock on the door and I go through my delivery. Before I leave, they'll tell you, there's a problem. We have a problem. It's a problem. We have a problem with. So I'm going to say to you today what I say to those people. If you believe, like the other people in these communities, that there's a problem, or if you know that there's a problem, I say to you, I'm the solution to the problem. Brian Wheeler is your solution to the problem. Now, I just want to take a few minutes to speak with you about a few points I consider important enough for you to consider when you vote for your sheriff's candidate. I believe that the sheriff and his deputies should reflect respect for the community. Too often, we see law enforcement as the blue lights in the rearview mirror as we're going a little too fast down the road. But me, I'm of the opinion that the first good sign of law enforcement is respect. The deputies that work for Tishomingo County are employed by you, the taxpayer. When you have an encounter with law enforcement, you should be treated in a kind and respectful manner. Their oath simply states, to serve and to protect. No one should fear law enforcement. No one. Law enforcement are hired to create peace in the community. If elected, I will work to make respect, the principal goal of the Sheriff's Department. And when you have an encounter with deputies, you will be treated with respect and not talked to like you were a criminal. Second point, I believe that the Sheriff's Department needs to be grounded in firm policies. I know we watch a lot of television, and on TV, we see the cops shooting up buildings, chasing bad guys, wrecking cars, and destroying property in the process. But that's Hollywood, people. That's where they have enough money to do those things to entertain us. But right here in Tishomingo County, where we live, if someone wrecks a police car, the taxpayers has to buy a new one. I believe that we need to adopt and operate under a pursuit policy. I don't think that we need to be wrecking $30,000 police cars just because someone runs a red light. They have yet to build a car that can outrun a police radio. And that makes it simple to me. All we need to do is identify the car, get on the radio with the identifying criteria, call ahead to the officers up the road and tell them which direction the suspect is headed. We do not need to be destroying property for the common goal of catching a fleeing suspect. I will develop a pursuit policy for the Sheriff's Department. And the days of running up and down the highway at 80, 90, 100 miles an hour going to meet your buddies for lunch will be over if I'm elected. We will respect the property of the county that was paid for by you, the citizens of Tishomingo County. The third point, I believe we need to restore accountability to the Sheriff's Department. In 2004, the budget for the Sheriff's Department was $854,347 per year. This year, the budget for the Sheriff's Department is $1,656,809 per year. That's not every year. That's every year, not every 4. Now, some of them's going to tell you that the price of gas has went up. And there's a lot of where your increase is. But what they'll fail to tell you is in 2008, they received a $100,000 stipend for gasoline only for the county. That's $100,000 a year stipend. And when the gas fell back down, we didn't return that back to the taxpayer. Now, I'm going to ask you a question. For the county, for the communities just like HOLT'S SPUR and every other county, communities in this county, do you feel like that you're receiving $100,000 worth of patrolling every year? I can tell you what my opinion is, but I'm asking you. $100,000 a year for 8 years, $800,000 worth of patrolling. Do you think you have received that? Well, there's a lot of people out there that do not, especially from the south end. The cost for the Sheriff's Department has increased double in the past 12 years, and it has grown faster than any other department in the county. So let's put this in perspective a little bit. The budget has increased double, $1,656,809. The population for Tishomingo County has not doubled in the past 12 years. As best I can tell when I look at the newspaper, crime has not been reduced in half in the past 12 years, but yet the budget has doubled. So now, the question becomes, How can we spend so much money? It's $1,656,809. How can we spend so much money with little or no significant results in the outcome? People, I believe that we need to restore the economic accountability to the Sheriff's Department. If elected, I will work hard to restore that accountability to the Sheriff's Office. I hope to see each of you before Election Day in August. Feel free to call me, ask friends and family about me. I want to hear your feedback and understand what you feel the needs are for Tishomingo County. I have my education in criminal justice, but I've worked outside of law enforcement in the business world my adult life. I believe a businessman's approach needs to be applied to the office of the sheriff. If you agree with me, I humbly ask that when you go to the polls in August, that you consider me as your candidate for sheriff. And I want you to know one thing, for the people standing here listening, for those of you that's going to be watching on Jack Ivy, when you go to sleep tonight, and you close your eyes, all the way through to the election, if you feel like these other people, and you feel that there's a problem, and you know that there's a problem, I want you to know that Brian Wheeler is the solution to the problem. Thank you for your attention. Hope to see you soon.
Our next candidate for the office of Sheriff of Tishomingo County is Charles Linton.
How y'all doing? How y'all doing today? Charles Linton, Barnesville, Mississippi. Been a resident there all my life. Running for Sheriff of Tishomingo County. I see a bunch go on. I see a lot of things go on. All I want to do is try to improve the whole county. I want to do the same thing. I'm not running against anybody. I'm running for sheriff at county office. And I understand a lot of problems in Tishomingo County. I raised a son that gave me trouble all my years, 10 years. And I've tried to get him straightened out, and I just about got it, I think. I hope I do. Just like I told Mr. Glenn Whitlock yesterday, I had been arrested yesterday for 2 warrants. I just carried my sister to my daddy's. And I got another nephew. He's running wild too. So all I want to do is help Tishomingo County get all this stuff straightened out, and maybe a lot of the drug problem out, and if nobody's drunk, nobody's gonna get the real download, but if they're drinking and driving, they're gonna get that. So I'll do the best job I can for Tishomingo County, and I know probably a bunch of y'all people here today. Everybody I know here, I've lived all my life here, and I appreciate your vote come August the 4th, if you will. Thank you.
Okay, before we go to our next political office, we want to put a plug in for Channel 12 and all the candidates. If you would like time on TV, see the lady at the table right over here, and she can fix you up with what you need there. And also, we want to give a shout out to BJ Supermarket, because they've had a big part in helping with all the goodies here today. So give a shout out to them, say thank you for them, and also, all right, good deal. And also, there's plenty of water and drinks, and it's on a donation basis, and I think they've got some food coming up, if not already. So anyway, they're got what you need here today. And so anyway, so we're going to move on now to the next political office here in the county, and we're going to start with Justice Court Judge. This is the North half, and our first candidate to speak here today for Justice Court North is Michael Haney.
Most of y'all here don't know me today. That's why I've got me a little piece of paper here to kind of help you get to know me. My name is Michael Haney. I am running for the office of Justice Court Judge, North half. I would like to take this opportunity to tell you a little bit about myself. I am a conservative Republican and a plain old country boy. I'm a little rough around the edges sometimes, but I am plain spoken. I was raised in the dentist community the majority of my life. I am a graduate of Belmont High School, class of '86. I am 47 years old. I have lived here in the HOLT'S SPUR community for the last 11 years. I am a devoted family man. I am married to the former Sandra Ham of Cherokee, Alabama. I have one daughter, Ashley Ross, and 3 wonderful grandkids, Gavin, Presley, and Owen Ross. I am a Christian and a member of the Calvary Baptist Church here in Burnsville. I am also a Freemason. I belong to the Bay Springs Lodge 167. I am a member of the Tishomingo County Wagon Train Association and the Mississippi and Tishomingo County Cattlemen Association. I'm a part-time farmer. I also drive a chemical tanker truck for a chemical company out of St. Louis, Missouri. I'm seeking this office of Justice Court Judge because Judge Glover is retiring. He has left some big shoes to fill, but I believe I'm the man that can fill those shoes. If I thought I couldn't do the job, I wouldn't be up here today wasting your time or mine. If I'm elected to this position in November, I will do the very best to serve the people of Tishomingo County in this office. I'm not going to stand up here today and tell you a bunch of nonsense lies or try to woo you over. I'm just plain spoken. What you see is what you get. I will not lie to you about anything. My word is my bond. You may not like what I say, but I will be straightforward with you. If elected to this office, I will not try to rule with an iron hand. You will have my word on that. I will be fair and just. I will be open-minded in every case and be able to make a sensible judgment. If elected to this office, I will work with local law enforcement to make this a better place to live. I will have an open door policy where if you have a problem and need to talk to a judge, you can come talk face to face with a judge at any time. I will be here to serve the people of Tishomingo County. If you can't reach me at the office, you can call me and I will meet you to discuss the problem. I will be available to the people of Tishomingo County. I believe that business should be handled face to face instead of over the phone. I think you should be able to look a person in the eye when discussing the problem, whatever it may be, then be able to shake their hand when it is resolved and you depart. I believe good common sense, keeping an open mind is what we need in this position. I will work with our youth because they are our tomorrow, and kids will be kids. I think a little guidance with the youth will go a long way. I don't want to be responsible for running a young person's life. We can either help them or make career criminals out of them. I'd rather make good citizens out of them myself. These kids on drugs need help instead of jail, and maybe some community service would help them. I know bad things happen to good people. Life is not a bed of roses. People make mistakes. Lord knows I've made my share. If elected to this office, I will be fair and just in my decisions. I do not want to be the type of judge that you would not want to speak to if you see me in public. If elected to this office, I can promise you one thing. I will do my job to the letter. I will protect and serve the people of Tishomingo County to the best of my ability. I will not let you down. I do not want anyone to be able to point their finger in my face and say you didn't do your job. I have too much pride to let this happen. I appreciate the opportunity to speak here today. I ask for your vote on November the 3rd to vote for Michael Haney as your next Justice Court Judge, North Half. Thank you, God bless you, and have a good day.
All righty, our next candidate for Justice Court Judge North is Mark Allred.
Good afternoon. Let me get that over here. It's good to see everybody out today. I'd like to say that I am Mark Allred, and I am running for the office of Justice Court Judge here in the North Half. I'd like to take a moment. I want to thank the HOLT'S SPUR Fire Department for putting this event on today, and all the people that worked hard putting this together. Your time is needed and much appreciated so that we can all have this platform to be able to stand and talk and let some of you that might not know us to become a little more personal with us. I've lived in Tishomingo County my entire life. I work here. Our children go to school here. Everything we have is in Tishomingo County. I have worked for Yellow Creek Port for the past 17 years. serving this community, and helping our industries grow. My wife is a school nurse at the high school. My 2 children go to school at Burnsville, Mississippi, and Burnsville Elementary. And then my son will be in the 9th grade next year at TC. You know, I think we can all agree that when we think of what it takes to be a justice court judge, that we can agree that it takes someone that is going to be truthful, that is going to be respectful, someone that you can trust, someone that you feel like that will do the job and have the utmost respect for the office that you are holding. And I can stand up here today, I can't get that mic right. I can stand up here today and I can tell you that I have all of these qualities. I can tell you that I possess each and every one of these qualities, but it's not good enough for me to just tell you that. It's not good enough for me or any other candidate for any office to stand and tell you all of the qualities that they possess. Investigate. Ask about Mark Allred. I want you to ask the people in this community. I want you to ask the people that you go to church with. I want you to ask the people that you work with, and I want you to ask them if Mark Allred possesses the qualities that it takes to be the Justice Court judge here in the North Half. And I think that after you have done this, after you have asked those questions, I feel confident that the answer will be yes. That I will treat people with respect. That I will uphold that office to its fullest. You know, and another thing that I want to add is that I am a avid outdoorsman, a sportsman. Tishomingo County has one of the greatest natural resources that this state has to offer. We have an abundant amount of public lands for hunting. We have a huge, huge resource with Pickwick Lake, one of the top lakes in the nation for people to come and fish. And as Justice Court Judge, I want to help ensure that those natural resources are there for each and every one of our children and families to enjoy in the future. I am an avid sportsman. I support the right to carry a firearm. I support 4-H clubs who teach sportsmanship. I support the state of Mississippi has their program for their hunter's education program that teaches our youth proper gun safety. And as Justice Court Judge, I want to be there to ensure that those are in place, that the laws that are passed are enforced, but also to be able to look at those individual cases, because that's what I see as a Justice Court Judge. You know, a lot of times people will ask me when I'm out on the campaign, when I'm going door to door, they'll say, if we elect you to judge, are you going to treat everyone the same? And the first time I said this, I said no. And the look on that man's face, he probably could have slapped me. But I said no, because there's no two people in this world that are the same. We will treat people fair. We will treat each individual person's cases that are brought before with their own unique, because they're all unique to themselves. And I want to ask for you today to remember me come August the 4th and vote Mark Allred, Justice Court Judge. Thank you. Thank you all.
Okay, before we move on to our next candidate, there's a white Ford Taurus in front of the fire truck. The guy's needs moved, and it doesn't have a tag on it, so we can't run it down. So it's a white Ford Taurus with no tag. And so, anyway, they would appreciate very much if you would move it in front of the fire truck. All right, next up, candidate of Justice Court Judge in North Half, Julie Jones.
Hello, my name is Julie Johnson Jones, and I am seeking the office of Justice Court Judge, North Half, Tishomingo County. First of all, I'd like to tell you a little bit about myself. I'm a lifelong resident of Tishomingo County. I grew up in the Snowdown Eastport community of Iuka. My family and I attend 5th Street Baptist Church. And they have a real good church. If anyone wants to come out and join us at any time, visit us, we'd enjoy it. My parents are Diane Lominick Johnson, she's from Iuka, and Terry Johnson, he's from Burnsville. They're both lifelong residents of this county. Our family goes back generations between Iuka and Burnsville. So I would enjoy serving this county. I am married to Jesse Jones. He is he works in Corinth. He's a full-time fireman. He is also the Tishomingo County fire investigator for the Tishomingo Sheriff's Department. A lot of y'all may know him more than you know me. He gets out in this county quite a bit. I have 2 children. I have J.C. Borden, who is 19. She attends Northeast Community College. And Jamie Borden, who is 15, he will be a sophomore at Tishomingo County High School. I also graduated here at Iuka High School in 1984. I attended Northeast Community College, where I went for a nurse, and Magnolia Regional Health Center had a paramedic program years ago. I attended that. I've been a paramedic for the last 24 years, and I've worked for the public for the last 30 years. I would like to continue to work for the public and serve you as your Justice Court Judge. First of all, you will hear lots of candidates tell and promise different things, but this office, the only thing that you can promise is to be fair and honest, to treat everyone the same. So that's what I intend to do, is to treat everyone the same. No one will get any special treatment, fair and honest. I will support our law enforcement. That's the biggest ones that you need to support in this county. They need all the support that you can give them to back them up in everything they do. So I would like for you on August the 4th to vote me, Justice Court Judge, North Half. And I would appreciate your vote, and I would like to thank HOLT'S SPUR Fire Department for putting this on today so everyone can come out and listen to their candidates and choose the one they think is best for this county. So thank you very much.
And next candidate for Justice Court Judge North is Matthew Cummins.
My name is Clayton Matthew Cummings, and I'm running for Justice Court Judge. I'd like to thank my friends and neighbors for giving me the opportunity to come and talk with you today. I've done my best to knock on every door south of Burnsville in the last 2 weeks. So far, I've knocked on about half the doors in the north half of Tishomingo County. If I haven't knocked on your door yet, I'll be there soon. In 2009, I took a chance and moved back to my hometown. In the month or two that it took me to set up my law office, I paid the bills by helping build a house about a half-mile down the road right over there. The next year, I bought a piece of land in a little old house about a half a mile down the road that way. And I'm sure some of you have heard, my sister moved just down the road last year. and I'd like to apologize for that. The people of HOLT'S SPUR have been so kind and welcoming to my family, and I'd like to thank you for that. You have made it easy and made me proud to call HOLT'S SPUR my home. Since we're at my home, I want to talk about family. I'm not married, and I don't have any children. But I left a good job to come back to Tishomingo County to be with my family. And I have a great family that lives right here. I have 7 nieces and nephews that live within a mile of my house. They know where their favorite food is at in the kitchen, and they named all of my goats. I'm running for Justice Court Judge so that we can have a safe and prosperous Tishomingo County for them to grow up in. One of the ways that a Justice Court Judge can help to make Tishomingo County prosperous is he can work with the people who come in front of him so that they can keep their jobs. To work with if we have to do punishment, if we have to do fines, work with them so that they can keep their jobs. Another way is when the youth come in front of us, the Justice Court Judge can help them to keep their record clean. What I will do is if you're young and you've never been in trouble before, I will give you a chance to keep your record clean. And if you'll do your part, I'll do my part. Keep your record clean so that way you can get a good job. Another way that I'll try to help make Tishomingo County prosperous is that I'll give people a second chance. I know I've made a lot of mistakes in my life, and fortunately, I was given a second chance, and I'm doing okay in spite of all of those mistakes. So if you come before me, I'll listen to you. I'll hear what the issue is that's in your case, and if it's the right thing to do, I will give you a second chance, and I'll try to help you. I want to run the Justice Court just like how I would like to be treated if I were to come into the Justice Court. So I want to be fair. I want to be someone who helps people, but I understand that the Justice Court job is also to help keep Tishomingo County safe. Now, there's a lot of criminal cases that the Justice Court has limited authority to do anything. We don't have much to do with the felonies. But if you drink and drive up and down the roads of this county, or if you beat up on your family in this county, I will do everything I can to help make Tishomingo County safe, and that includes using that jail that we've just built. I don't want to be harsh, but I want everyone to understand that I will do everything that I can to help Tishomingo County. I will not overstep the bounds of the authority that is entrusted in me, but if there is something that needs to be done and I have the authority to do it, I will not pass the buck to a higher authority, or I will not sit back and just hope that things turn out okay. I will do what I need to do to help keep the people of Tishomingo County safe. That's my plan for making Tishomingo County a safe and prosperous place for us all to live. I ask you to vote for Clayton M. Cummins for Justice Court Judge, and if you're out there on TV, look us up on Facebook. You can see all the pictures of my nieces and nephews and the goats that they chase. Thank you.
Okay, next candidate up for Justice Court Judge of North Half, J.R. Blakeney.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I am J.R. Blakeney, candidate for Justice Court Judge of the Northern District, Tishomingo County. I have a little fan club over here today that is the reason I'm up here. This is 2 of my grandchildren here, Corbin Daniel and Laney Grace. I have 6 of them. 5 of them are this size. So it gets exciting when we all get together. They're going to grow up in this area. That's one of the reasons I'm running back for Justice Court Judge. I want to see this be a safer, cleaner place to live. To tell you a little bit about me, I've lived within a half a mile of this building all of my life. I was born and started the first part of my life about a half a mile north of here. My old home place is still there. I took a big move. I moved a half a mile this way. I owned this little store on the county line down here for over 25 years, lived in the house behind it. I was the first chairman of the board for this fire department that we're standing in. This fire department started in my little old store down here. Me and several here, William Hall, Lamar Skinner, Jerry Bobo, we were just sitting around the counter in the store one day and decided this area needs some help. So we all got together, had several monthly meetings there, and of course you see today this is a good benefit to this neighborhood. This little fire department has lowered the fire ratings here to help all the people with their house insurance. I've also been active in the Burnsville area. I've served on the PTA. I was a Little League coach. I served on the very first Board of Aldermen, the Board of the Chamber of Commerce. I was over the Recreations Department when we started the Burnsville Chamber of Commerce. I also served as alderman part of a term in Burnsville. I have 2 associate degrees, one in electronic data processing, one in business administration. I've been a local businessman, but my biggest asset is the fact that I was your Justice Court judge from 1988 to 2003. During that same time, I also served as judge in the city of Iuka, city of Golden, and the city of Belmont. I worked for the Tishomingo County Sheriff's Department way back in the 80s when Amos Bates was sheriff. I worked for the city of Golden as the assistant chief. I worked at the city of Farmington as a police officer. Altogether, I have about 22 years experience in law enforcement in this county. But I also am the only person that has actual on-the-job training. I did serve you as your Justice Court judge. I'm proud of the years that I served. I'm not going to tell you I'm going to be any different. I'm going to be the same judge I was for the 16 years I was there. I'll be there when you need me. I'll be available. I live 2 blocks from the courthouse now. I'll be easy to find. I'll be there whenever you need me, day or night, 7 days a week. It doesn't matter. That's the way I worked when I was your judge before. I was at the jail on the weekends as much as I was at the courthouse during the week. I made myself available. I helped each and every one of you every time you come to me and ask me for help. I never failed to sit down and talk with you, look you in the eye, and I'll do it again. I'll help you any way I can help you. I'll be there when you need me. So when you go to the polls in August, remember J.R. Blakeney for Justice Court Judge. I thank you.
Our next candidate for Justice Court Judge North is Jamie Reynolds. Okay, next office that will be speaking is candidates for 2nd District Supervisor, and our first speaker today for that position is Brian Johnson. Our next speaker for candidate and for 2nd District Supervisor is Nikki McRae.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Nicky McRae, your 2nd District Supervisor, and I'm telling you the truth, I'm going to be short and sweet. Because there's about 100 in here. And I'd just like to tell you a few things we accomplished this past 4 years. We've got, just right down the road here, there's been 6 new industries created in this county in the past 4 years with about $233 million invested. And over 200 million of that was a private investment, Mississippi Silicon. And over 200 million of that is invested in Burnsville, Mississippi, on that land that was bought back in the 80s that nobody's never done nothing with. And you can drive by there and you see what's happening now. And there's more industry looking to locate around Mississippi Silicon right now. And I will continue to work to keep your taxes as low as possible, because I hate paying taxes myself as bad as anybody here. And I know every candidate's got big hopes, but when you get in there and you see that there's no money to build public swimming pools for people and for liability and all, you know, that's just something that the county cannot afford without raising your taxes. I have worked to increase these fire departments to keep your insurance rates down. We've got two improved trucks with HOLT'S SPUR since I've been in office, and they're paid for. And if you need me at any time, you know you can. All you have to do is call. I will come. Because most of you here, I see that I know, if y'all have called, I've come to help you, and it will be that way in the future. And I've heard people say, talking about putting businesses, you know, around Burnsville. I've been in business for over 20 years myself, and I was raised here in Burnsville, Mississippi, in the HOLT'S SPUR area, and I wouldn't move nowhere else for nothing to money. This is the best place to raise your family you can live. And we do have a good school system. And they's all kind of work right now, and they've been 782 new jobs created this past 4 years too, y'all. So a lot of this, you know, if you're not working or can't get a job, you know, look at yourself. You know, you may have to change in order to get a job. And if I can help you with anybody that's putting in down here with a job, just call me and I'll do what I can. And on August the 4th, just remember to go to the polls and vote for Nicky McRae to re-elect him as your 2nd District Supervisor, and they'll be greatly appreciated. And thank y'all for coming out in this heat today.
Our next candidate for 2nd District Supervisor, Mike Brown.
Good afternoon. I'm Mike Brown. I'm running for Supervisor, Tishomingo County 2nd District. I'm like everybody else, it's kind of hot here, so I'm not going to talk as long as I would think I would like to. I'm just going to kind of touch on some stuff. You know, I was born in Oxford, Mississippi. We moved here in '63. I went 12 years to Burnsville High School, graduated there. Been in business here in Tishomingo County 2nd District for about 35 years. I'm proud to live here. I've traveled a lot, and I'm always proud to come back home. So I want to make a difference here. I want to make a couple of points, maybe 3 points here, and then I'm going to hush. Our industry. We need to talk about our industry really bad. You know, we need some jobs in here. I got a daughter that's 29 years old, lives in Denver. Can't live here because she can't find a job. So I'm interested in our industry. I think we need to get some industry in here that's going to stay, not some that's going to come and stay a little while then leave. You know, they come in the front door and go out the back, and they leave us taxpayers with something to pay for. So that needs to be helped, and we need to really look at that situation. And I promise you, if I'm elected your supervisor, I will try to get some industry in here that will stay. I won't be bashful. I won't be afraid to talk to them and do it. Next thing I want to talk about is our budget. Our budget's bad out of line. It needs help. Our schools, we want to support our schools. We want to make the Tishomingo County schools the best that they are. And they need some help, funds, working with the school board. We need to help on our law enforcement. Our law enforcement needs help. They can't protect you if they don't have the funds and the equipment to do it with. It's along with the fire departments. We need fire departments in this county bad. You know, they take care of us in a lot of ways that we don't realize till we have a fire and we see we need them. And I want to thank HOLT'S SPUR Fire Department for putting this on today. It's been hot, but it's a lot better in here than it would be out there. Next thing I want to talk about is our maintenance crew. We got a real good maintenance crew, 2nd District, but there's a lot more to this job than the maintenance and cleaning out the ditches, putting in covers. We have to work to better the county, but I want to work with these guys. I want to work. You'll see me if elected out there with them. I'm not afraid to work. I've worked all my life. So remember these 3 points: our industry, our budget, and our maintenance. We need help. This county needs a little help, and I'm interested, and I'm asking you for your vote August the 4th, and I would appreciate it. God bless you.
Next candidate to speak for 2nd District Supervisor is Thomas McCarley.
Good morning, friends. I am Thomas McCarley. I'm a candidate for 2nd District Supervisor. I'd like to say thank you to the HOLT'S SPUR Volunteer Fire Department for hosting this political speaking. And I want you to know that I support you and I appreciate you. I'm married to the former Myra Parsons of Burnsville. We've been married for 21 years and reside on Sardis Church Road. We have 4 sons and 4 granddaughters. I attend Mount Gilead Missionary Baptist Church. I'm a trained leader with the Boy Scouts of 13 years. I work at International Converter and have been there for 13 years. I'm running for 2nd District Supervisor because I love Tishomingo County. I was not born here, but I have moved here and raised my family here in Tishomingo County. Like I said, Myra and I have been married for 21 years. We've been in our house that we built for 20 years. Besides the 13 years of working at the plant in Iuka, I have 25 years of construction experience, including work on roads, bridges, drainage, water treatment plants, water tanks, commercial buildings, houses, and a whole lot more. These are just primary to the office of supervisor. I've posted these certificates on Facebook. Quality accreditation from the Federal Highway Administration, to let you know that I work for the largest overseer of roads and bridges in the United States, and I've also achieved recognition of high quality from the Federal Highway Administration. Certification of the Association of General Contractors of America for supervisory training. The Association of General Contractors is a standard for the construction industry. I, for one, would like to know that my supervisor has this type of training. Field Engineering 1 with Brown & Root USA Incorporated. Grade work is very important when it comes to drainage and road building. Brown & Root is one of the largest contractors in the world. I ask you to let me put that training and knowledge to work for you. I have 85 hours toward a business degree from the University of North Alabama. I have not completed my education, but I hope to do so. I have already taken classes like business law and construction law that might help me. In my construction career, I've worked with various government agencies like Chessie Railroad Systems, the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, NASA, U.S. Army, Navy, federal, state, and city governments, as well as privately owned companies. I will use my experience for your benefit. I will work continuously to improve our county's assets and services. I will work with other government officials to promote our county. I will help to keep our roadways clean and safe. I will work hard to make sure our children and grandchildren can raise their families in Tishomingo County. I'm a friend to our schools, teachers, and children. I support law enforcement and emergency responders. Have you considered how the silicone metal plant and future industrial improvements will affect the residents of this area? Highway 365, noise, smell, and traffic. You know that that's just going to get your mail on Highway 365 is dangerous already. School bus safety will be a concern. The HOLT'S SPUR Volunteer Fire Department, as well as Burnsville and North Crossroads, will have to be updated with training and equipment. See this equipment over here. They can always use more and better equipment. But with progress comes a new set of problems. You will have an open line to voice your concerns and complaints, and I will find solutions to your issues, and together we will accomplish our goals. I want to purchase and conduct county business locally. I am excited and looking forward to making new friends, young and old. I have a heart of service. Please friend me on Facebook to get to know me better. Call me, email me, text me, or come by and talk to me anytime. Please consider me, Thomas K. McCarley, on August 4th to be your next 2nd District Supervisor. Thank you.
Okay, right now would be a good time to plug again for BJ's Supermarket for helping out with all the goodies here today. So, again, donate to the fire department here as they putting on and hosting our candidate speaking here today, and also for TV time to the young lady at the table over here. Okay? All right, next office that candidates will be speaking for is the constable for the North Half, and our first candidate speaker for that office is Jamie Stewart.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Jamie Stewart, and I'm running for North Half Constable. I'm 35 years old, and I'm the son of Brenda Stewart and Joe Stewart, grandson of W.A. Stewart and Janelle Stewart. And I'm also the grandson of James Alvin Bonds and Cleo Bonds of Iuka. I'm a full-time certified police officer with the city of Iuka. I've been there a total of 11 years. I'm also a certified criminal investigator. As constable, I would respectfully and professionally serve the papers of the county, aid in retrieving stolen property, and bringing the ones responsible to justice for their crimes. Tishomingo County is a great place to live, and it would be an honor to serve you as constable. My name is Jamie Stewart. Please vote North End Constable.
Next candidate for Constable North Half is James Newcomb.
Good afternoon. I am James Newcomb, and I am seeking the office of Constable on the north end of Tishomingo County. I started my law enforcement career in 2002. I was certified at Tupelo, Mississippi, at North Mississippi Law Enforcement Training Center. I finished 5th in the class overall of 22 people. I served as Assistant Police Chief for the town of Golden under Sammy South for a year, and I was then moved to the town of Tishomingo, where I started as patrolman and investigator. Was later appointed by the Board of Aldermen as the Assistant Police Chief, where I served from 2003 to 2010. I currently work for Tiffin Motorhomes in Belmont, Mississippi. I pastor a church. I've been senior pastor for 5 years at South Shiloh Full Gospel Church in Shiloh, Tennessee. I am married to Deborah Ramey Newcomb from Adamsville, Tennessee. I have 2 daughters, Brittany and Caitlin, that attend school at the high school here in Tish County and Burnsville Middle School. I have 2 adopted children that the Lord had blessed us with about a year and a half ago, that is 1-year-old and 3-year-old, Logan and Heather. I am the son of Butch Newcomb and the late Deborah Newcomb. I have served in Tishomingo County in law enforcement and medical and EMS most of my adult life. I was a fire chief in 2 departments in this county. I served as an EMR, emergency medical responder, for both departments. I have served on the rescue squad here. I'm certified police officer, and I'm seeking your help to be your constable for the north half of Tishomingo County. I am qualified. I will do my job with honor and respect. I will be there when you need me. I will put you first in your needs in this county. I live on 365 here in Burnsville, as I've spent most of my life in Tishomingo County. Moved here when I was 5 years old to Golden, and then attended Belmont High School, or went to Belmont School, Tishomingo County Vocational School. I have lots of certificates, lots of training, too many to list. If you'd like to see them, I've got them in a binder about 2 inches thick. And along my campaign trail, I've been asked 2 questions. Who are you and what is your qualifications? Well, again, I am James Newcomb, and I'm seeking the office of Tishomingo County Constable on the north end. And I appreciate your help, your consideration to be your constable. Thank you. God bless.
Next candidate for North Half Constable is Tony Williams.
I'm 59 years old. I'm employed at Magnolia Regional Health Center. I've been out there for the last 18 years. I'm a supervisor in the security department. I've worked in several different security firms. I've worked as an EMT. I'm on the board of aldermen right now in the town of Burnsville. I am the son of late J.B. Barnes and Pat Barnes. I got a son and a daughter, Randy Barnes of Brandon, Mississippi, and Kim Pittman from Iuka. Got two granddaughters and 3 grandsons. And I appreciate the vote that the folks of Tishomingo County gave me 4 years ago against my opponent, Tim Bivens. I am qualified and demand to be constable of Tishomingo County. I will stay in the trace chains and do what the constable's duties are. I will not be out busybodying and getting in everybody's business, but I also will be a set of eyes. If I see something going on, I will be visible. I will be seen. And I'm asking the folks that voted for Tim Bivens the last time, I'm asking and pleading that y'all will go my way this time and elect me the next constable of Tishomingo County. Thank you very much.
Okay, next office for Tishomingo County that candidates will be speaking is the tax assessor. And our first candidate speaker here today is Jeremy Lambert.
Good morning, everyone. I'd like to welcome all y'all out here. Thank y'all for coming out and taking your time in this heat, listen to us and see your options for your candidates for this coming election. My name is Jeremy Lambert, and I live in Iuka, born and raised here. Mother and father are Jerry and Linda Lambert. Went to high school, Tishomingo County, went to Northeast Mississippi Community College, and then on to Mississippi State. I've worked in the poultry industry for about 10 years off and on, and believe that all the different venues and things that I've seen in my work experience will definitely help me to be a good and fair tax assessor for you for Tishomingo County. I'm a hard worker, not afraid to get out and do what it takes to make sure that everything's done fairly and justly as the state says that it has to be. Experience with lots of changes and challenges. Always try to think of myself as a creative thinker. Willing to go for the training that's necessary to become your tax assessor. Believe that the biggest thing that we need in this county is equality, and for that office to be a representation, a good representation of the people of Tishomingo County. I believe that everybody should be treated fairly when they come into that office. You know, if you want to come in and sit down and have a cup of coffee and talk about a problem or whatever, I believe that's what should be done. Kind of an open door policy, but I won't keep you here long. Keep me in mind, Jeremy Lambert for Tax Assessor, August 4th. Thank you.
Our next speaker for candidate for tax assessor is Miss Diana Hester Turner.
Well, good morning, everyone. I'd like to thank you for coming out. It's a little bit warm today. Like to encourage all of you to go out and vote. I'm running for re-election as tax assessors. You can hear a lot of promises made during election time. I'm not going to promise you I'm going to lower your taxes. That's not something going to happen. Got to have schools, and we all want schools to have what they need. I don't like paying taxes more than anybody else here. That's one thing I don't like to do. While I cannot promise to lower your taxes, I promise to appraise your property fairly. I've been to Northeast, I've been to Etowah Community College, I went to Muscle Shows, finished up the mapping. We are currently waiting on our new maps to be online. That's one of the things right now that we're really proud of. As far as being an open office, we've always had an open door policy. You can come in anytime you want to. We have people coming in all the time, sit down and talk with us. We have an internet site that you can go to look at your property. I've been in that office for a while, and I would like to keep that office. I'd like for you to re-elect me. There's a lot of things that has to be done when you're in that office, a lot of training you have to take, and I already have that training. I have a lot of experience in the office, and that office is very well respected. I know a lot of the people in Jackson, we pick up the phone if we need something, we call them. They know I don't call unless there's something that just needs to be solved, and we need it done right then. I work continuously to help in the background. It's not always what's done there in the office, it's what's done in Jackson. They send the work and we do it. I'm out in the field a lot. It's just that time of the year when I'm going to be out a lot. All you have to do is leave your name and number, or they'll give you my cell phone number, but it's just that time of the year from now to about the 1st of August, we will be out. We've been out campaigning this week. I've had a vehicle tore up, but we've borrowed one. I've had my family out. We've done all we can do. But if I didn't get to see you, I would take this opportunity to ask you to please re-elect me as your tax assessor, and I'll do what I can to help you. You can always come see me. You know where my office is. Appreciate your help and appreciate you considering re-electing me as your next tax assessor. Thank you.
Next speaker for the Office of Tax Assessor is Wayne Crum.
Well, good morning. Welcome to HOLT'S SPUR. Thank you, HOLT'S SPUR Fire Department, for putting on this campaign speech today. Thank you for all the ones that put forth the effort to come out to hear this today. My name is David Wayne Crum. I am running for the Office of Tax Assessor. And I'll tell you a little bit about me. I'm from the big town of Burnsville, Mississippi, just to the north of here. I've lived there most of my adult life since I was around 5 years old, I guess, and I'm 44 now. Married to Lynette Crum. We've been married 21 years. Have 2 children, Ellen and Hannah. One of them Ellen just graduated from Tisch County a couple of weeks back, and Hannah is going into the 9th grade there at Tisch County this fall. What I want to tell you a little bit about me today is what I will try to do, if you will allow me to be your tax assessor, is I will be available to talk to you if you come to the office. I'm a people person. I've been doing my own business for 15 years now. I'm a people person. I can talk with people and deal with people. I do that on a daily basis. So I want to tell you that. We'll strive to have a friendly, courteous, and professional office there in the Office of Tax Assessor, because to me, that office belongs to the people of Tishomingo County, and I want to run it in that way, in a friendly, courteous, and professional manner. I will have respect for the people of Tishomingo County, because I said that office is your office, and I work for you, the people of Tishomingo County. I will strive to have fair honest assessments to all taxpayers. Whether you own 2 acres or 2,000 acres, I will strive to do that and have fair and honest assessment in that. Try to do the assessments in a timely manner in that office. Try to do everything in a timely manner, professional in that way. I will strive to be the best tax assessor that Tishomingo County has ever seen. That's what I will strive to be for you as your tax assessor, is the best tax assessor Tishomingo County has ever seen. I think I can do that because I have a strong work ethic. I am willing to work. I am my own boss, if you will, and I have some guys that work for me. And I believe as a boss, you should lead by example. And I have a strong work ethic. And if allowed to be tax assessor, I would lead in that office, lead those people in that office in a way that shows them work ethic and hard work. Because I've been doing that for about 15 years now. And I also have a strong work ethic because 15 years ago, before I started my business of mowing yards, I worked in a factory out there in Corinth. And I quit my job there to go into the landscaping mowing business. And a man told me there, he said, "You can't make your living mowing grass." I said, "I can make my living mowing grass, and I will." And that spurred me on to have such a strong work ethic to make my living in that way. And that will carry over to the Office of Tax Assessor. I will work very hard for you and be the best tax assessor that I can be. Thank you. God bless you. Have a good day. And Wayne Crum, Tax Assessor, Tishomingo County, August 4th. Thank you.
Okay, next the office for speakers today is for Tax Collector, Tishomingo County, and our first speaker is J.C. Johnson.
I'm very soft-spoken. My name is J.C. Johnson, and I'm running for the Office of Tax Collector. I'm 33 years old. I've got a beautiful wife, Bridget, and our son, Cal, our daughter, Kaylee. They're all here today with me. And I'm the son of Calvin Johnson and Nellie White. I graduated from Tishomingo County High School in the year 2000. Then I went to Northeast Mississippi Community College, started studying accounting, and transferred from there, went to the University of North Alabama, where I earned my accounting degree in 2004. Whenever I was 16, I started working for the tax assessor's office. I worked there for 8 years. I also worked at the bowling alley in Corinth for 6 years as I was going through school, so I earned my accounting degree while working 2 jobs. And I've been a governmental auditor and tax accountant for the last 9 years with a CPA firm. I think I'm qualified to do the job as tax collector. I've had experience over the last 9 years through audits, through governmental audits, through consulting with other assessors and collectors. I'm familiar with the software that is run by the tax collector's office, which is Delta software. The relationship with the assessor, and we've already heard from the assessor candidates today, the relationship with the assessor and the collector is very important, and I'm the only one of the candidates that has experience in both of the offices. I've got experience with balancing budgets. I've done that over the last 9 years. I've been an auditor in charge on many audits, so I have leadership ability. I'm good with people. I love to meet new people, and I think I have the experience. I know I've already said that, but I know that you just want to know who I am, and I would appreciate the opportunity to serve you as tax collector. It would be an honor for me. And one time in our life, we are going to have to use the tax collector. Everybody's going to have to buy a tag. Everybody's going to have to pay property taxes. So your children, your grandchildren, you, and I would like to build those relationships with you and get to know you a little bit better. I'll make sure that everybody is treated fairly and with respect, and I will treat the Office of Tax Collector as a business. I have experience with, like I said, with managing audits, and I'll surround myself with courteous and knowledgeable people. The deputy clerks, I will always be available for any questions that you might have as well. I love Tishomingo County. I wouldn't live anywhere else. I've had the opportunity to travel many different places across Alabama, Mississippi, and Tennessee through singing or working, and I think we have the best county that there is, and I love the people, and I would be honored if you would remember me on August the 4th as tax collector. Remember J.C. Johnson on August 4th. Thank you very much.
And next candidate for the office of tax collector, Ms. Gina McNabb.
Good afternoon. I want to thank the HOLT'S SPUR Fire Department for allowing us to come out today and visit with each of you. And I am Gina McNabb, and I want to be your next tax collector. And I grew up in the Midway community and graduated here at Burnsville, and now reside in Tishomingo with my husband, Joseph McNabb. Joseph and I have been married for 26 years. We have 2 children, 2 girls, Morgan and Sarah. And I know that I get to see all of you in the tax collector's office at least twice every year when you come and get your tags, and then you pay your taxes. And it's my desire and a privilege to wait on you and serve you. And I thank you for that. And I could stand here for an hour talking about what all the job involves. But I believe that you're more interested today in who will serve you, so I'll make it brief. I have been employed with the tax collector's office for 17 years, but it was about 5 years ago that I made the decision to prepare myself to seek the office of tax collector. To be a certified tax collector, which now the state requires you to be, you must have completed the educational courses and passed the exams. And friends, I have accomplished this. The tax collector's office will do more than 40,000 transactions within a year, bringing in more than $12 million a year. The tax collector must not only know what to do, but have the ability to work with the customers to make each visit that you come in to be as enjoyable as possible. Ladies and gentlemen, I know how to treat people. It is not only my nature, but I have been trained by the best. Mr. Paul Whitlock, I have been under his leadership for the past 17 years, and he has taught me well and has allowed me to experience each and every aspect of that office. I can come in and do each and every transaction for you, the customers of Tishomingo County. And I would like to leave you with this one statement. Gina McNabb is the only candidate that can open the office, step inside, bring up those computer systems with the state, and complete every transaction that you expect. I have done all that possible to be ready and qualified to take care of you, the people of Tishomingo County. And God bless you.
And the next office is Circuit Clerk, Ms. Donna Deal.
Hello, I am Donna Henry Deal, Circuit Clerk of Tishomingo County. I want to thank the HOLT'S SPUR Fire Department for giving us the opportunity to meet with you today and for giving the candidates the opportunity to express their views on the office that they are seeking. I would like to take this opportunity to thank you for allowing me to work for you in the circuit clerk's office. It has been my honor and my privilege to serve the citizens of Tishomingo County since 1996. I also want to thank you for allowing me to run unopposed in this year's election. I am humbled by the trust and confidence that you have placed in me, and it will always be my goal to serve you with honor, respect, and integrity. Again, thank you for the privilege of allowing me to work for you. If I can ever help you or your family, please call on me. Thank you.
Next office, Chancery Clerk Peyton Cummins.
Hey, everybody give a hand of applause to Randy Floyd. He asked everybody to give applause for everybody else, so give him applause. Randy really enjoys talking in front of people. I think the first thing I want to say is thank you to the voters of Tishomingo County for electing me 8 years ago. I love this job, and I try to do my best. At the end of the day, I hope all of you feel that I've been fair to you when you walk into the office, and when you leave the office, I hope you can say that man treated me fairly. That's my goal. That's my staff's goal. I was going to talk a little story, and I think I'm going to go ahead and tell you it. My little twin girls, they were going to come up, but it's kind of got hot, and they had to go home. But my little twin girls had taught me a lesson in fairness. Twins will teach you in a hurry. About 2 weeks ago, Arlie lost 2 teeth in the same day. Kaylee lost 1. And for about 30 minutes, she handed me a rag, and I pulled on another tooth to get 2 out all evening long. Well, I didn't get it out. She looked at me and she said, "Well, Daddy, that tooth fairy, he knows that I should get as much money as my sister does." And for about 5 years, as they've been losing teeth, it don't matter if one or both loses a teeth, the tooth fairy comes and sees both of them every night. Now that's the way it is that I want to treat people that comes to our office. At the end of the day, I don't care who you are, what your situation is. If I can't treat you right, then it can't be done, because I'm going to treat you right. I've been treated right. The community of HOLT'S SPUR, the Glidewells, the Rhodes, the Hills, the Caltons, the Halls, they've all welcomed me into this community. I live about a half a mile up the road, and they've all been good to me. And I hope in turn that I can be good to them in the future. Let me state by saying this one more time. I love this job. Y'all gave it to me 8 years ago, and I'm going to keep on working this job as long as y'all give it to me, and I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Okay, our next speaker is Jimmy Wayne Russell, and he's the state representative candidate for District 3, and that's part of Alcorn County and Prentiss County. He want to come out and speak to us, everyone here today.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Jimmy Wayne Russell. Some of y'all may recognize me, some of you may not. I know I don't look much like a candidate right now, or a politician, or even a talk show host, because I'm in my work clothes. I was really planning on working today. Come by here and I noticed y'all was having a candidate speaking. Of course, I'm running for state representative, House District 3, which is actually starts about 2 miles south of you and about 2 miles west of you here. So, you know, all of y'all know somebody in my district, and I'd appreciate your help and support. I work with whichever representative gets elected in y'all's district, whether it be Mr. Carpenter again or I believe it's a Wiggins lady. But you know, I'm just a man, but I know a Lord and Savior, and his name is Jesus Christ, and he's against a lot of the morals and things that we allow our legislators to have out in public and out in the open today and to be promoted to our children. I'm a man that would work against these here immoral issues, a man that would promote good Christian values, try to restore them back in our schools. I'd work also, I've run a business the last 20 years. Like you can tell, I am a working man. But I've also got an arborist degree from Mississippi State in 1995. I went to college, and like I said, I do co-host our local political talk show out of Booneville. I've covered a lot of issues. I know a lot of things that's going on throughout our state, throughout our government, throughout the world even. We cover issues such as ISIS and all this and other stuff. And I'm always there to tell you, like I said, my name is Jimmy Wayne and not John Wayne, but I believe every man ought to have a gun and have all the bullets he wants to put in the thing. I want y'all to join part and tell everyone that you see to vote for me, and I'll be there to work for us. Work for us on the godly issues. Work for us on business issues. There's so much more that I could help your representative here in your district tap in on with this waterway over here. There's more industry and stuff that we could get throughout our districts up in northeast corner of Mississippi. You know, it used to be a long drive from Tishomingo to Booneville, but now it's just a very short distance thanks to good roads and stuff that we got. I've seen change as I've been a child growing up, you know, and roadways make a lot of difference. Highways make a lot of difference. Highways bring in industry. Highways bring in business. They bring in idea things. But my idea of growth and job growth is not another government job created, because that's just another burden upon the taxpayer. My idea of growth is whenever you got an individual that can set out and grow a business and hire people, hard individuals, and put them to work. You know, that is growth. That's growth in our state. That's growth in our economy. Growth, as some of my fellow Democrats would tell you, would be growth is in anything, any job created, whether it be in government or not. But there's no growth in a job created in government. There's only growth in job created in the private industry. And I'd be there night and day to represent the people. I've worked hard over the years. And what I see now for our children to get out and live the American dream such as I have, to grow up, start your own business, run your own business, manage your own business for 20 years. I see it might near a difficult, impossibility because of rules, regulations, and everything. And large corporations want to make sure, and big money men want to make sure that you end up getting a job working with them. I don't care if your child goes to school now to be a lawyer. When it's all said and done, odds are he'll have to work for another man at his law firm. You know, I'd like to see individuals be able to excel again. Not everybody's made to excel in business. Some are made just to be workers in a factory. But some are made to excel, but they meet so many hindrances that stop them. I'd always work and work hard for the people that they could excel, that we could utilize our rail, water, and air system throughout our district. Bring in industry. Whenever we hear of industry up in the northern states or somewhere having trouble with their employees, we could go up there and tell them. I'd work with whichever representative that you have. We'd go up there and tell them about our good people down here, the good work ethics, and the good moral Christian values that the majority of our people have. You know, and God is not really happy with our country right now, not happy with our leaders. As I said many a times, whenever you look at a lot of the leaders of our nation, they are actually supposed to be able to see the sun set because they've committed treason against the United States Constitution. Thank you. God bless you. Y'all have a wonderful evening.
Okay, our next speaker is candidate for Constable of the South Half, and he wanted to come up and speak to everyone here today at the HOLT'S SPUR Political Speaking, and it's Donald Ray Thomas.
First of all, I want to give thanks to the God above that allowed us all to be able to be out here to this candidate speaking this today. I am Donald Ray Thomas. I was elected in the special election on the South Half Constable of Tishomingo County. I am seeking that re-election again. I want to thank all the citizens of Tishomingo County that trusted in me and went out and gave me that support and allowed me to fulfill that position on South Half Constable, Tishomingo County. I was raised up, my dad always told me, if you're not gonna do something right, don't do it all. So that's my moral. I mean, if I'm not gonna do it right, I'm not gonna do it at all. So that's where I set forth that some people might say you're up in the North Half. Yes, but this is a network. Everybody knows somebody, you know somebody in the South Half and all around. And I'm here to serve and protect and help the citizens of Tishomingo County. So I ask each and every one, if you would, go out to the polls on August the 4th and re-elect Donald Ray Thomas as your South Half Constable, Tishomingo County. Thank you. May God bless you.
Okay, the next speaker is our State Representative, Bubba Carpenter.
Long step there. First of all, I want to thank the HOLT'S SPUR Volunteer Fire Department. I said at Burnsville down at the last speaking, you guys, these fire departments mean a lot to us. They're not just a building and some red trucks. Ask your insurance agent, your homeowner's policy, what it would be if you didn't have a volunteer fire department in your community. I forgot the number. It's up in the millions of dollars saved annually by homeowners because we have rural fire departments. And we fund that program every year in Jackson. I think it's up to about $3.5 million right now. It's called RIFTAF, the Rural Fire Truck Acquisition Program, which allows the counties to do a little match with some money and put fire trucks into these little rural fire departments. Jay and Patrick and these guys do a great job over here. You'll hear the tones go off on the scanners, and it's within a minute or two. So one of those guys is going 10-8 to go on the call. It's medical, fire, whatever. They back Burnsville up. They back Cairo up. So they've got a good fire department here, and today I want to brag on them. Second of all, I want to thank this man in front of me here, Jack Ivey. Jack's been broadcasting this for the last 2 election cycles that I know of, and I know there's not a lot of people here today, but I tell you, Jack will go back to his station today, and he'll put this on the Iuka and the Belmont channel, and folks, you'll get a lot of publicity out of this just by paying Jack to be on TV, because it replays over and over and over. I've been up at 3 o'clock in the morning on the ambulance and turn on the TV, and there's the political speaking going. So Jack does a great job, and I want to thank Jack personally for that. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm running for re-election for State Representative District 1. I've been in office about 7.5 years, and I've really thoroughly enjoyed the office, serving the folks. Thank you most of all for giving me the honor and the privilege to serve in this office. A lot of things has happened in the last 7.5 years. We've got some momentum going in this area. I know Silicon's probably been mentioned here a bunch today, just due east here through the woods. We've got a big project going, and I think it's going to be tremendous for this area. I understand today maybe my opponent said that the school taxes and the school money wasn't what it should be, but ladies and gentlemen, this county got $823,000 more than it got last year. Sure, $500,000 of that, $500,000, went to pay the teacher pay raise that these teachers got. But ladies and gentlemen, that's direct money into the classroom. I would not apologize for that vote any day, giving those teachers a pay raise. They deserved it, they needed it, and I won't apologize any day for spending that money to give teachers a pay raise. It didn't go to the administration office, it went into the classroom to the teachers' pay raise, and I'm so glad to be able to do that. Let's talk a little bit about how that works. As I talked about Silicon earlier, and I told you in Burnsville, the first speaking we went to, a legislator don't create jobs. Jackson does not create jobs. We create an atmosphere to where jobs want to come. This guy that's building this plant, ladies and gentlemen, is spending $200 million of his own money. The state's going to have about $13 million involved in roads infrastructure, sewer, water, and power. So that's a pretty good exchange, I think, $13 million for 200 of a man's money. And I think there's going to be around 200 jobs at the peak. I think the other day someone told me there's about 300 construction workers down there right now. Well, Bubba, what do you say that for? Those 300 construction workers eat lunch somewhere every day. They're renting houses. They are buying food. They go to lunch at these restaurants here in Burnsville, and thank God we're getting some more restaurants. I think that's due to the need for these restaurants are here. But at the end of the day, the construction phase is huge, but when the factory gets up and running, here's what's going to happen. The investment this guy made is going to create $400,000. I said $400,000 in school taxes that will go every year to Tishomingo County schools. So I say better schools, better jobs. You're going to hear a lot about in this campaign this summer. But better jobs equals better schools because the money goes to the school system on the school taxes. You can give a man tax exemption for 10 years. That's the law if you want to. Board of Supervisors will tell you that. They can give somebody rent-free or tax exempt, but they cannot get out of their school taxes. And the more jobs that we can get to come to this area, the better school taxes. Van Lee RVs, Tiffin Motors, great company, been in business several years, is making a huge investment right here at the old trailer plant. I think about 125 jobs we've got coming this way. His school taxes cannot be exempt either. He's going to pay a bunch of school taxes. So at the end of the day, the school taxes is going to help our school money. I'm going to stop talking about the schools there, but I think I brag about our schools. We have some of the best in the state. I feel sorry for some folks that live over in the Delta. I mean, it's the nature of the beast where they live. The schools are D's and F's, and I don't know if they'll ever get any better, but our schools are continuously A and B schools. And today I see a lot of teachers in this crowd. I see Robin Johnson and Ryan Glover's wife, and I want to thank you guys, and Miss Wanda Cummins was here. I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for what you do for the school systems. Let's talk a little bit about Second Amendment rights. Bubba, where do you stand on Second Amendment? If you've watched any news or watched the newspapers, what I stand for on Second Amendments, I'm endorsed by the NRA. I drafted a bill, I told you in Burnsville last year, that Mississippians have the right to hunt and fish. Well, why do you want to do that, Bubba? That's crazy. No, it's not crazy. Ladies and gentlemen, with the current administration in D.C., we don't know tomorrow what rights could be taken away. Wisconsin, and I think it's Montana, that's fighting right now for the rights to dove hunt and fish. That could be taken away at any time with their legislator. So I drafted a bill, and we put it on the ballot. And 88% of this population in this state, 88%, says we have the right to hunt and fish. And I'll always thank you guys for going out and voting for that. And I believe that's near and dear to a lot of people's hearts. That is a $1 billion, with a B, $1 billion industry in this state. Fishing license, hunting license, four-wheelers, boats, motors, all of that equivalents to $1 billion in this state. How do I feel about being pro-life? I'm pro-life. Mississippi is the safest place for an unborn baby in the United States of America, and I'm proud to be a part of that. I co-authored a bill that would actually keep that the safest place, and I won't never regret making that vote either. I think the babies that are unborn have rights just like we do, and I'll always stand up and protect those folks, the mamas as well. So today, in closing, I would like to say thank you for letting me serve in this position. I asked for your vote in November. I'll be there on the ballot November the 3rd. I don't have a primary opponent, but thank you all. Thank you to the candidates for getting out and exercising your right to run for office. That's why we live in a free nation, that we can run for office and we can vote for who we want to. But from the bottom of my heart, I want to say thank you to the candidates and their family for braving the heat and getting out and running for office. Thank you, and God bless you, and look forward to seeing you this summer.
And as they might say in a church service, did we miss anybody? Or is all hearts and minds clear? That was our last speaker. And again, we do appreciate all the candidates coming out. Appreciate all of our candidates coming out and speaking here today, and also for, again, HOLT'S SPUR Fire Department for all that they did here today. BJA Supermarket for their support, and with all the food stuff. And as country folks says, y'all got anything left? Good deal. All right, that's a good sign. Okay, and also, again, all the candidates, Channel 12, appreciate y'all. Thank you all for candidates. And again, don't forget to get out and vote. And as I said, the only wrong vote is one that was not cast. So y'all buckle up, drive safe, and get out on August 4th and vote for your favorite candidate. Thank y'all.